Alright, welcome back, guys, to a special battle here against Haydunn, and we battled one time in Gen 6, and I believe he got that one in UU, and we're going to do a UU rematch here, and I actually contacted him to get a match with him, a few weeks ago. He's a busy guy, and obviously, one of the biggest Pokemon tubers around, so obviously he's very busy. He actually just got back to me today wanting, asking if now is a good time. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Of course, it was just like a few, what is it? Not even 24 hours since I posted Battle 900. So I'm like, well, sure, why not? So I guess here's maybe a belated 900 battle special, which I just kind of put one up, because I, really couldn't find anything that special. But well, here we go, Battle 901 against Haydunn, and this is a rematch. Like I said, he got me in Gen 6. I'm sure you can find the battle, but yeah, this is another UU match, and I'm bringing some stuff. He's bringing Sandstorm by the looks of it, because he has that Hippowdon, which obviously always is really bulky. In fact, I don't really have a Starmie that can really hit that hard on my team, so really worried about that. And of course, he also has the devastating combo with Stoutland, who obviously has his speed doubled in the Sandstorm. So he's going to go ahead and lead with Hippowdon. This is kind of the matchup I expected. I didn't want to lead straight Starmie, though, in case he did one of the few other things he could have done, like lead Manectric. But I'm just going to go ahead and go for my Toxic, and I do that because I really want to get this Hippowdon Toxic poisoned. It's like one of my only ways I can deal with the thing. And I know that he's probably just going to go ahead and set up Stealth Rock, so I wanted to do this first, though, in order to, obviously, if he, assuming he goes for the Stealth Rocks, if I went for the Stealth Rocks too, he probably would have switched out, and then I would have Toxic something else, like this Starmie, which obviously has Natural Cure, so it would have been really pointless. So, that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks. So his Starmie probably carries Rapid Spin, so I'm kind of expecting that, but he ends up switching. So I was actually just going to go out into, I believe, my own Starmie, so maybe I can get the Rapid Spin off as well. But instead he goes into Darmanitan. I'm like, oh, well, that's just a power play, and I really don't want to risk staying in here, because, this could very easily be Scarf Darmanitan. They're always pretty much Scarf or Banded. But obviously a Scarf U-turn would do a lot of damage, even against bulky Starmie, because it is super effective. So I'm like, okay, it's going to go into my Gliscor because it's kind of like my physical wall, although I probably can't take a Flare Blitz very well. But either way, just going to go for the U-turn, so that's good. And he's going to go ahead and U-turn himself into his Starmie. So, yeah, I really can't stay in here because it doesn't even matter. If he goes for a Scald or an Ice Beam, either way, it's going to do a lot of damage, probably kill Gliscor. But I'm just going to go ahead and switch out, and I go out into my Raikou, and this is Assault Vested, so I'm thinking I can take an Ice Beam or a Scald fairly well. He ends up going for the Ice Beam, so that's not even stabbed, but it ends up doing a little more than I expect because he ends up being offensive Starmie with Life Orb, so I'm not entirely sure if this thing has Rapid Spin, considering he hasn't even tried to go for it. But now I know that it's going to be offensive Starmie. Mine's a bulky Starmie, by the way, so yeah, it's going to be able to hit a little bit harder than mine. And it can actually do some really nice damage to my team. In fact, a Scald would have done even more because of the stab. And this is Assault Vest Raikou. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to Volt Switch. It ends up being a bad play. And as soon as I clicked it, I'm like, crap, he's probably just going to go back into Hippowdon. And that's what he does. And I'm like, well, let's go into Starmie. I should be able to take a Earthquake, okay, if he goes for that. I do, like I said, have... this is my physically bulky Starmie. I've used it a few times in the past. But he's going to go ahead and double switch here into Stoutland. And I'm kind of worried here because I don't think I can take a return all that well. I was just kind of hoping to get off a Rapid Spin, and I decided to switch out, but he's going to go ahead and go for the Pursuit, so that means I lose the only Pokemon that can even do... well, I pretty much lose the only Pokemon that can do more than half to that Hippowdon, which is really not good. So now I'm going to go into Scizor. I'm really hoping this thing is like Choice Banded, which, I kind of see more often than not on, those Sand Rush Stoutlands. And, yeah, he is going to go ahead and switch out, so I'm thinking in the back of my mind, okay, probably Banded, but, not 100% certain yet. I didn't see the Life Orb or anything, so that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn. I go into my Altaria, and I do that because, well, I don't really have anything that can hit this thing that hard anymore, so I'm kind of just hoping to set up against it. He's going to thankfully not try to, like, I was thinking that he might try to, like, slack off or something against me, knowing that I can't probably hurt him that much. But no, I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. This is important that I do get this Mega Evolution here because I don't want to take another 25% when I switch back in. This gets rid of my Flying typing, replace it with Fairy, which is a good and bad thing, but definitely a good thing right now because I lost my only way to get rid of Stealth Rocks. But, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. I did get off a Dragon Dance, but because I'm actually bringing Adamant Altaria, he ends up being able to outspeed me here with his Mega Manetrix even at +1, so he's going to get off the Hidden Power Ice. Thankfully, I'm no longer X4 weak to it because I'm only, part Dragon. Well, I was always part Dragon, but now I'm no longer a Flying type. So it's only X2, and that is going to allow me to get the EQ off at least on the Manetric at neutral power. Actually, I might have needed Adamant to kill that. I'm not entirely sure. Probably not, though. But either way, I still have that +1 speed. He's going to go out into his Hippowdon, and I'm like, he's probably either going to try to slack off, but even if he does go for, like, the Earthquake to try to kill me, I don't think it's going to actually do more than my Roost, so I'm just going to go for that. Mega Altaria is obviously really bulky, and he ends up doing a little bit less than, what I could heal with Roost, even after the Sandstorm, which is pretty awesome. So, I'm just going to go for another Roost. It's really important to me to keep this Altaria healthy enough to, actually take a hit. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to get this thing healthy, and if he wants to stay in, I know that I can pretty much Toxic Stall the Hippowdon, so that's pretty cool. He ends up going into Stoutland now, though, and this thing will be able to outspeed me, obviously, with +2 speed. And I'm like, well, he's probably going to go for a strongest move, return. I'm hoping, freaking physically defensive Gliscor can take 2 of these, but no, too strong. That's definitely Choice Band, by the way. There's no way he'd be doing that much otherwise. The first one did a little under 90, so I'm like, maybe I can live, but I really don't have much of a choice because nothing's going to take that well. Even my Pokemon with resistances to it. But now I can get a safe switch into Terrakion, and I'm like, okay, do I want to set up... This is actually a double setter-upper. That's what I like to call it. It has Swords Dance and Rock Polish, but I decided to set up a Rock Polish, and I do that so I can outspeed his Darmanitan and even his Stoutland in the Sandstorm. But he's just going to go onto this thing, which I didn't actually need to, that to outspeed this periodically. So I'm like, you know what, let's go ahead and just pop off my Z move. I am a Jolly Terrakion, so this is just, Jolly. I don't have any additional attack because I didn't have a chance to set up a Swords Dance, and I'm really hoping this will be able to take Reunicles out. It's incredibly powerful, obviously, being boosted by Stone Edge, coming from a Terrakion who has a ton of base attack, and I'm able to take it out, which is awesome, so I'm not going to die, and in comes Hippowdon, and I'm thinking, okay, I know Hippowdon has, like, all the defense in the world, but if I can just get a close combat off here, and if it kills, because it's under half, I'm like, come on, Terrakion. Okay, never mind, that's a Hippowdon. So if I was Adamant, I'd be able to probably kill it from that range, but unfortunately, I am Jolly, so he's gonna be able to kill me, obviously, with Earthquake, especially now that I have -1 defense. And yeah, down goes my Terrakion, but the good news is how Powdom is really weak, so I'm just gonna go back into my Mega Altaria, and I'm just gonna go for the return, and the reason I do that is I figure if he stays in, he's probably just going to slack off, and I don't want him to give him that, but if he switches out, obviously a Dragon Dance would still mean I'm slower than this Stoutland in the Sandstorm, and because I'm Adamant, and this was actually a really close hit, I think, but I go for the return, and I'm able to take it out, no crit, no nothing, Adamant damage, takes it out, and that's awesome because that Stoutland was really one of his last remaining threats. But obviously he does get a chance to go into Starmie here. I was hoping that this Ice Beam wouldn't be able to kill, but because it is offensive Starmie with Life Orb, he will be able to kill. So I'm going to go to my Raikou, and I'm just going to hit Volt Switch. If he goes into Hippowdon, I'm pretty sure it's going to die to the Stealth Rocks. It was really low before, and even if it doesn't, I can just Revenge Kill it with like Hidden Power Ice or something. But yeah, he's just going to go ahead and go back into Hippowdon. He ends up dying, so that's good for me-ish. I mean, kind of bad for me, because now he's going to be able to get into Darmanitan. But both of these Pokemon that he has left, Darmanitan and Starmie, are both withered down. My only Pokemon other than this Raikou, though, is my Scizor, which is Choice Banded. And Choice Band Scizor obviously does a lot of damage, but both of these Pokemon resist. The fortunate bit, though, is they've all been withered down by Life Orb, in the case of Starmie, and, Stealth Rocks, especially with this Darmanitan, which gets, 25% on switch-in. So it all comes down to this. Scizor, take the wheel. I need you to get some KOs. He's obviously Choice Scarfed. We already established that. I don't think that he can kill with Earthquake anyway, and indeed he does not. So that's good. But, yeah, he's going to do enough damage that he can definitely, though, KO with his Starmie. I have to hope that with a Choice Band, I can take out this Starmie. I think I have a good shot, because after this Stealth Rocks, he's down to almost, I would say 30%. And, yeah, this thing is offensive. So it doesn't have investment in defenses, and Scizor is able to take it out with the resisted Bullet Punch. Another really, really close match. And yeah, our Gen 6 UU match was also really close. but he was able to get that one. We're definitely going to have to do a tiebreaker at some point, because, why not? This was an excellent match. I think really well played on both sides. Came down right to the end. But yeah, today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite type of battles to watch on YouTube? Now, obviously, if you're following, me and or Haydunn, then you obviously like watching battles on YouTube. But sometimes you like to watch battles that you won't necessarily, want to play, or is your favorite tier. As for me, I don't really watch a whole lot of Pokemon YouTubers very often, but I always find the league matches interesting, like the NGDL and the bigger GBA leagues. They're really always interesting because obviously you have a whole other element there, which is like the draft and transactions, and just very much adds to it. I also kind of like to watch Little Cup, and I don't really want to play Little Cup, and I feel like I would be really bad at Little Cup, and I don't want to learn Little Cup. But it's entertaining to watch Little Cup. And just another shout out. I'm just going to take another shout out to Use, who he's a member of my Discord. He's in the NGDL, but I always like his channel too because he actually posts battles of all generations. It's always fun to watch like those Gen 2 and Gen 1 battles, and yeah, I actually that might be the first one. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and thanks for watching. And if you for some reason haven't subscribed or never heard of Haydunn, I don't know what you're doing. You need to get your head out of the sand. Check out his channel. The link is in the description. And yeah, thank you to Haydunn for responding to me, and thanks for the battle, and thank you guys for watching. And if you like what you saw, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and good day.